Good morning, good morning. If everybody could please take a seat. Shh. I want to welcome you to City Hall, this Los Angeles City Council. We meet every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. The public is welcome. Madam Clerk, we do have a quorum. Would you please call the roll?
Good news is, so if you go to a circus, you're going to spend $25 maybe to see acrobats. But if you come here, you can see a circus for free that includes a dog and pony show. And if you like dog and pony shows, you can come here 3 days a week. And you can go to the County Board of Supervisors.
Thank you, Mr. Sachs. Thank you. Thank you, sir. If I could get Francisco Martinez, Laura Natoli, and Laura, I can't pronounce the last name, Laura, Tanya Edwards, Lynn Moses, Yelena Zelster, Lakeisha Jackson, Miss Pierce, I think it is, Jabari. Just come forward and identify yourself. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Tanja Edwards, and I'm here to talk about my community. I'm in the 8th District where, Marquise, you're representing my community. And I just want to ask you a question, because if you have any heart at all, surely you have gone down Crenshaw and seen all the devastation, and all of us black people who are fighting to stay in our homes, and all the centers that we're getting thrown out the, box. We don't have an Afiba Center anymore. We heard we don't have an Afiba Center anymore. Do you know about that? Because that's one of the central spots that we do have for our black community in the Crenshaw District, where we can advance and actually take the young people and help them to advance as well. Do you realize we got the richest black community in America? That's what you represent. It will no longer be the richest black community in America if you allow the things that have been taking place in our community.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Please come forward. Identify yourself. Please. Name and go ahead.
Lakeisha Jackson, and I'm here representing the black community, the Afiba Center, Leimert Park, where Mr. Marquise Dawson has turned his back on the black agenda, uplifting activities for the black community. Also, Black lives really do matter. When you had the incident, when you got that gash across your eye and you went to the hospital, you wanted adequate service and attention. It's disrespectful for everywhere we go as black people, or people in general, to be disrespected, talked to, mocked, sent to jail. Then you get out, you can't get a job, you can't get an apartment, you can't get welfare. What can we get? Because your family hasn't made it to trouble, it's not too far before one of you guys' family be in this same situation. Have compassion. What do you really care about? Prove it. Act like it. We don't see it as a community. You're saying you're doing this, but we don't see nothing. You weak in my eyes.
Next person, identify yourself.
Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Hobart Pierce, and I want to address the email I received from Councilman Dawson, and it talked about his trip to D.C. It talked about attending the Black Caucus Conference, and the mission was to advance the black community globally, which should include Los Angeles. However, the Afiba Community Cultural Center has received an eviction notice, and I'm sure you're unaware of it, but I want that eviction notice rescinded. They've been in the community 25 years. They are a staple in our community, and we need the Afiba Center. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Identify yourself, sir.
Lynn Moses. Let's be clear. The Afiba Center, Dawson's attack on the Afiba Center has to do with one thing: his Destination Crenshaw gentrification project, which they're destroying black businesses all up and down Crenshaw Boulevard via the Metro project to replace those businesses with residents and white corporate vendors, which there will be none. Case in point, again, 1 block down from the Afiba Center, his billionaire contributor, the Dorset Village project, where they want to raise that building to the ground and put those people out in the street. There will be no vendors on Crenshaw unless we authorize.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Greetings. I am Jabari Akil. I have a program operating out of the Afiba Center. I have been participating in community activities in the Afiba Center for over 20 years. And approximately 5 years ago, returning to California, returning here home, I began operating a program at the center. It is diverse. There are many organizations inside. The community has an environment to come to and meet and discuss. Jabari has done an outstanding job of managing the structure and creating an opportunity for us all to come together. I have learned quite a bit about what goes on in Los Angeles as a result of the Afiba Center, and I think that it should be allowed to stand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kimberly Tillman, RW, Jabari, Michael Greenspan. I lost my place. Abron Farley Jr., Denise Curry. Yes.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Tillman, and I stand in honor of our late activist, Fannie Lou Hamer. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are sick and tired as Black people in our community, watching it be destroyed. I have a business for 23 years on Vernon and Normandy. I live 5 minutes away. I live in the Crenshaw district on Jefferson and Crenshaw area. The oldest family there, 64 years. So I've seen change. I am looking up and down Crenshaw, and my heart is breaking. Because where do you see us? We are seeing us being dismembered. How would you like it if you see your community being amputated and hemorrhaging? Would you like that? The reason why I stand here for Afiba Center is because my children have been able to be straight A students, not just in college.
Thank you. Next speaker. Identify.
R.W. Akil. The measure of a society is how it treats those who do work within that society. The Afiba Center has been doing work for over 25 years. It is a foundation piece within the society. It does not need to be moved or pushed around or ignored. There is another spot up the street at the former Hyde Park Library that is sitting empty and can be used to put a 120-foot edifice for of your designs. It can go right there, not at the Afiba Center. Also, the islands that are in the middle of Crenshaw, just north of King Boulevard, that's a waste of money. Those islands didn't need to be there. You don't even realize that Crenshaw Boulevard from Adams and Crenshaw to Lamert Park represents the Nile River. It was something that your research team had not made themselves aware of. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Next speaker, please. Identify yourself, if you would get in line as well. Yes, sir.
Greetings. My name is Jabari Jumani. I am the director of the Afiba Center in South Los Angeles. I am a resident of the 8th District. I am a stakeholder in the 8th District. I vote in the 8th District. I live in the 8th District. I object to the letter of eviction that we received at the end of August. For 20 years, it's been my passion to work through the Afiba Center to better the social circumstance of African Americans. I want to make it very clear that I am open at any time to talk to the councilman about ways we can rectify this before this gets out of hand and too big. definitely, it is most definitely getting too big and out of hand. So definitely, I would love to talk to any one of the council people who would lend support to us maintaining our social structure and our institution as it is, and leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker, please identify yourself.
Good morning. My name is Denise Curry. I live and work in the 8th District. And this is my first time addressing a governmental body, so I don't have facts and figures. I just have to speak from my heart. The other day, I heard someone say that black youth have no hope. And it really made me feel sad because I don't ever hear Asian youth have no hope, or Latino youth have no hope, or all the other myriad of races of children that are in the city that have no hope. It's our children that they say have no hope, and if you tell someone enough they have no hope, they begin to believe it. But we do not have hope. No, we do have hope, and we do have a cultural history and spirit, and we want to save our community center. I work at Carash Unity Center, and it's also a community center in the 8th District. We want to save the places that give us hope, love, spirit, and culture.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Yes, sir.
How you doing? My name is Abram Farley Jr., Africa Town Coalition. This is the 8th District of over there on Crenshaw and Slauson, the Afiba Center. We need the Afiba Center. And since I've been in the community 50 years over there, they never had a center until that came. And it's 25 years existence, so we don't need no eviction from the city to take away our Afiba Center. So I'm talking to Harris Dawson, we need you not to, in the city, to take away the Afiba Centers. So we don't want, what's going down with the metro, the development down there, the white developers, we don't want nobody to take our businesses, because I heard 100 businesses have been taken away since 2015. More than that, plus. So since Bernard Parks and Dawson have been in office, and that's a devastating, that's a war. So we ain't taking that shit no more. Save the Afiba Center.
Thank you. Ms. Ramirez, you want to speak? Anybody else from the center that I didn't call your name, please come up now. Just identify yourself.
My name is Brandy Brown. I'm also a resident of the 8th District. And I'm just in support of the Afiba Center. I'm a member of the Afiba Center. I'm a member of the Lamert Park community. We love our community. It's been undergoing severe trauma, financial trauma, and it's devastating black business owners. And we're here to reach out to you, Mr. Dawson, not to accuse you, but to reach out to you and appeal to your humanity to rescind the eviction notice that has been placed at the Afiba Center, because, again, like Teta Sherry said, we need those places that provide refuge, especially for the youth. And I just, again, encourage the city council, all the powers that be who have the ability to rescind that eviction notice and open up Lamert Park. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, ma'am, please identify yourself. Sorry about that.
My name is Asata Umoja, and I'm with the Hyde Park Organizational Partnership for Empowerment. First thing I want to say is that I understand, Councilman Wesson, that you have an anti-displacement zone, which I'm really happy to hear that you're going to be putting a motion for that, because that's what we need. And I'm also happy to hear you say, Councilman Dawson, that you have not approved of the Dorset Village project, because that is a major issue of concern in our community. Now, I understand that there was a neighborhood stabilization policy that was established and co-authored by yourself, Dawson, Wesson, and Price. The problem is that we're not seeing how that neighborhood stabilization project is being put into effect. Because what's happening is you're talking about taking away cultural and social space in our community that has been there for over 25 years. The Hyde Park Organizational Partnership for Empowerment supported the Afiba Center when it first came there. That was an eyesore. That place was poorly maintained by the city, even though it was city.
Thank you. All right. So that concludes general public comment. We're where, Madam Clerk?
Council has item number 20.
Okay, let us prepare to vote. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
And what's before this body?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted, they are referred. Announcements, if we could up, Mr. Blumenfield.
Announcement, everybody in the rotunda right now, there is the City Hall exhibit for the David Lepkowski project. I'd mentioned that before, that it's an artist who painted in Vilnius just prior to the Holocaust and during the Holocaust. It's a very interesting exhibit, and it includes a virtual reality component where you can actually step into the painting. They're signing up people all day. I think it may be full, but for the council members, we'll make sure you get in where you can, as a high school student, actually put this together. You can put on the goggles and step into one of these paintings that depicts life in 1945. And
Wow.
It's right in the rotunda. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Seeing none, could we all rise for adjourning motions? All rise. I'm looking to my right side. That's Mr. Kokorian's side. Now I'm on my left side is Mr. Koretz.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today I'd like to adjourn in memory of Yet Locke, the former president of the Chinatown Chamber of Commerce in downtown Los Angeles, who was also quite possibly the longest-serving news executive in Southern California history. He died last week after a long battle with Alzheimer's disease and cancer at the age of 83. He was also a driving force in the Asian American Journalists Association, who at one time honored him for paving the way for Asian Americans. Locke was a crucial figure in the history of Los Angeles journalism, as he helped build the City News Service into an amazingly vital and vibrant news agency. He graduated from Northwestern University with a degree in journalism before going to work as a public school teacher, and eventually worked as a top aide to former Los Angeles Mayor Sam Yorty. In 1972, he started with the City News Service, and in fact, in 2012, I led a council presentation to honor him at the time of his retirement after 40 years with the City News Service, declaring July 27, 2012, Yet Locke Day in the city of Los Angeles. He was not only the business face of the City News Service, interacting with news editors and executives at TV, radio, print, and internet media that subscribed to it. He also served as a mentor to scores of young journalists during his career. He had institutional knowledge that few others possess about city history, local communities, culture, and the ways of government. And even in the past 7 years since that presentation, there continues to be the changing face of journalism and demise of so many great publications and news sources. They have seen depleting funds and reporters having to cover more and more on so little, but to this day, the Los Angeles City News Service has remained an important, credible resource for the people of Los Angeles and to other journalists. So much of that has to do with the foundational work and vision of Yet Locke. He leaves behind his wife, actress June Kim, in Sarasota, Florida, where they have lived since his 2012 retirement. A scattering of his ashes is planned in Sarasota in October, and may he rest in peace.
Thank you, Mr. Koretz. Any other adjournments? Seeing none, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.